Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the first of two stakes races at Aqueduct on Sunday. Race number 8, it's the New York Stallion Series, the Staten Island division. 7 furlongs on the main track for New York bred fillies and mares. Let's take a peek at this field. 3:20 is your approximate post time. Pretty evenly matched group. Newly Minted is a very talented horse that disappointed just a bit last time out in the Empire Distaff. She's going to look to get back on track. But there are some nice ones in here. Fair Regis, Our Supernova, heck, even Bluegrass Jamboree likes to hit the board. 10 of 18 in the exacta. We take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. They're not expecting a lot of pace in here. Mike, what do you think about that?
I guess I can see it playing out that way. I mean, I think it really all depends on what they do with Newly Minted from the inside, because she could go if they wanted to. I don't know if they'll actually send her in here, but she's got speed. I also feel like the 4 might just be on a send here. She's got a lot of speed. Hasn't run that well in her last couple of starts, but they might just be sending that horse to with Carmouche.
I agree. I think the key to this pace projector is what Filibust and the number 4 does. If she doesn't go, it could allow the 8 Carrera Cat to get to the lead, and Carrera Cat was in good form at Saratoga. We'll talk about her in a little bit. We'll begin the analysis with the 1 Espresso Shot. This horse beaten at 3-10 last time out in the New York Oaks at Finger Lakes. Let's watch this race right now. And Espresso Shot's down towards the inside, Mike, and it looks like that she has her chances in here and just can't get it done.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to come up short all in all, considering how short a price she was and the races that she was coming out of. This is a disappointing loss. It's worth, at least mentioning that she did stumble pretty badly at the start and wound up last, and it just sort of had her out of position early. It's still, hard to make excuses for. I think it's, in my opinion anyway, it's pretty clear she hasn't come back quite as good as a 3-year-old as it looked like she might, because she was a good 2-year-old. So we'll see what happens. I think this is a good distance for her. I think she's pretty talented. She has to turn it around.
Maybe getting back to Aqueduct is just what the doctor ordered, though, for Espresso Shot. Yes, she has to deal with a layoff, but I like the way she won the Busher back in March. As you mentioned, she was a good 2-year-old. Nice performance in the Eastview. Maybe the Big A surroundings will help Espresso Shot. And you're right, she did stumble at the start of that most recent 2-turn race. Courageous Dinah's won 2 out of her last 3 races. The problem, those 2 races are on turf, and at this point in her career, it just seems like she is a better horse on the grass.
It does. She's another horse who has some speed. I don't know if she'll show that on the main track here. She's won a couple of times on dirt. She's a better horse now, it seems like, than she was when she was concentrating on dirt early on in her career. So maybe she'll bring that turf form over. She's going to have to.
The 3 Newly Minted won 4 out of her first 5 starts. And, well, the beaten favorite last time out in the Empire Distaff, I'm not going to be too hard for her because I thought she was on a pretty hard chase. Radikowski was able to make the lead, and Newly Minted was the one chasing her all the way into the stretch, and she eventually got a little bit tired. Now it's her 3rd race back. I like her cutting back to this 7 furlong distance. 7-2, I think, is a fair price on this Linda Rice trainee, and I'd expect her to run well as she usually does.
I do too. She is going to have to improve to beat this field, though. There are better horses in here, and she's good. I mean, her dirt races are all good. I sort of agree with you last time. She didn't break that great from the rail, and then she was just chasing. She got very tired the last 1/8 of a mile. You'll note that she actually, I guess she was so tired she fell past the wire. But they're back pretty quickly here. I'm assuming everything is fine for her. If she gets a good trip in here, I think she's pretty dangerous.
Filibustin was 60-1 in the Iroquois last time out, finishing behind Fair Regis, who we'll get to in a bit. You did mention her early speed. It's probably best to play that card and try to go to the front. She likes Aqueduct, but in the current form she's in right now, she's kind of hard to trust.
Yeah, that's my problem with her. I don't really like her recent races. If she was in better form, I'd give her a long look in here because I think they could just send her, and she's pretty good on her best day. I don't know if she's going to run her best race in here, Dan, but if she does, she's a dangerous horse.
A veteran filly with good tactical speed is up next. That's My Roxy Girl, taken for $25,000 at Saratoga by Linda Rice. This horse scored last time out in a $25,000 starter against Open Foe. She's a New York bred, obviously, and we turn into the stretch. Here's the tactical speed. She just basically set a really nice trip. 3 wide off of these 2 leaders. She's going to make the front, and I think edged away is the perfect short comment. It wasn't brilliant, but she really is never in any danger of losing.
No, she wasn't. She was just better than these horses, got a good trip, took advantage of it. She clearly improved. She was always pretty good, but she's clearly improved since she was claimed first by Gargan and now by Linda Rice. She really likes Aqueduct, so that's a feather in her cap as well. There are things to like here, Dan. I just wonder if she's in a little bit too tough.
Do you think the 6 kid is Frosty is just a little bit better on the turf? She really got on track for Brad Cox in her first 2 turf races, winning a sprint at Belmont, around 2 turns at Saratoga. She's always been good on the dirt, always consistent, but newly minted hammered her in the Fleet Indian 2 starts back. I'm willing to give her an excuse for that race because I don't think 9 furlongs is what she wants at all.
Yeah, that's probably true. Newly Minted has actually crushed her twice on the main track, but the other one was in a sloppy track race, so maybe she has excuses for both. I don't know. I sort of look at her and feel like she's a better turf horse, but I guess we'll find out.
Well, Bluegrass Jamboree, the number 7, has been the beaten favorite in 3 out of her last 4 races, and some folks might just poo-poo her based on that. She has run some fast races at Aqueduct in the past. She's coming into this race fresh, switching to Rosario, and you could make the argument that she's been in against some really tough open horses and is taking kind of a hidden class drop here.
Yeah, I think some of that stuff's true. It's also at least worth noting that she's caught 3 sloppy tracks or wet tracks in her last 4 starts, and it doesn't feel like that's maybe her preferred surface. So maybe fast dirt would help her. Personally, I think she's a cup below these horses, but she could get a good trip in this race, and she does have some fast races.
Carrera Cat, the expected speed, winner of the Union Avenue at Saratoga. No match for Come Dancing 2 starts back. Take that race with several grains of salt. Last time out in the Iroquois, again on a chase, kind of got tired at the end of that race. I was a little bit disappointed at how tired she got late.
Yeah, me too. I thought she'd run better last time. I didn't really see a huge excuse for her in there, especially considering she got right up on the pace with Pause for the Cause, who basically wired the field. I mean, and Pause for the Cause ran really well there, but Carrera Cat was disappointing. She is better than that. She is really dangerous in here if she can make the lead like the pace projector suggests. So I wouldn't totally dismiss her, Dan. I'm going to go in a different direction, but I think this is a horse who could easily win this race.
I think this is a very good outside stalking post for the 9 Fair Regis, drawing just to the outside of Carrera Cat. She has enough speed, I think, to sit just off that horse or maybe a length or 2 while in the clear. We'll look at her last race, the Iroquois. Pause for the Cause won that race. She's splitting horses in the yellow silks right now, moving into second, and I thought she tried pretty hard all the way around, Mike, to finish second in this race. I think she's in good form. The buyers are moving the right way. I want to give her a shot under Arad Ortiz.
Yeah, I look at it the same way. I think she did run pretty well in here. She just, there was just no beating Pause for the Cause on this day, but she was a good second. I do think her form has come around again since Jason Service has claimed her. She just run one good race after another. I will admit, I'm concerned about 7 furlongs for her. I think she's probably a better 6 furlong horse, but in the form she's in right now from this post, she might be able to get to 7.
7 should hit our Supernova right between the eyes. Just missed it 20-1 last time out in the Empire Distaff. We'll turn into the stretch of that race. You see on the outside is Newly Minted, making a run at Radikowski and now backing out of it. And down towards the inside, here comes our Supernova, sharp and in good form off a win at Belmont in a 6.5 furlong race. This pace kind of helped her out a little bit, though.
Yeah, I think this race really did set up well for her, and I'm not going to take anything away from the race that she ran. She really did. This is a career best effort for her. She came with a good run. The horse that won that race is just in really good form right now. But this filly took advantage a little bit and finished a good second in that race. I guess if she runs that race back, she's a contender. I wanted to play against her if she was going to take a lot of money in here, but I'm not way against her.
Kathy Naz wouldn't mind a sloppy track at all, as we see from her most recent race at Belmont. This race, a sea of slop, and she comes from off the pace to win for Jimmy Bond, another horse that likes Aqueduct. She has to dig down and come get this horse. This 4-5 shot Flush on the lead. She is going to do so. She had a lot of work to do, but boy, it looked like Flush was getting real tired at the end of this race.
Yeah, she took advantage a little bit of a tired horse on the lead, but as you said, she likes a wet track. She likes Aqueduct as well. Always pays to give Jimmy Bond's horses an extra look at this time of year in New York. His horses are running well at Aqueduct already at this meet, so we'll see what happens. This horse looks like she's in way too tough here, though.
Let's take a look at our top selection for the New York Stallion Series. We both agree on Fair Regis. Both a little concerned about the 7 furlong distance. Think the trip could be coming, though, from the outside in good form. I went 9-10-3-5. You went 9-3-10-8.
Yeah, we kind of look at it the same way, right? I mean, I think we're both sort of into Fair Regis right now, and I don't know. I'm just going to give Newly Minted a chance here to rebound off a disappointing effort last time.
Race 8, the New York Stallion Series, the Staten Island division, has an approximate post time of 3:20 Eastern. Good luck.